Welcome back to another season of Idology.
Remain calm, human scum!
Your weekly deep dive into American Idol and the musings of poet Randy Jackson.
I'm a big fan of Smoking Norfolk, so it's okay if
Dude,
I say...
I just called him last night!
Oh, here we go.
I'm here with American Idol Season 6 standout Melinda Doolittle. Melinda, thanks for being with us today.
I'm so excited. Idol is back on.
And Randy Jackson is still part of the panel. We could talk about the judges. We could talk about Mariah Darling.
Who's supposed to go, darling?
Or we could talk about Wigmaster 3000.
Give me that, boo. Let me get that.
But there was so much talk about the judges this week. Let's just dive in and talk contestants. Who was your favorite from week 1 of season 12?
I'm gonna have to say Kezban.
Why are we always on the same page on this stuff?
Going into it, asking them, was she going to be made fun of? Because she was like, I'll go home if you're gonna make fun of me.
I will leave right now.
I loved her. And then, girl could sing.
She can sing.
Hi-ho, the merry-o.
Oh, and she can write.
Wandering underneath an azure sky.
Every word out of her mouth was correct when she said something like,
I don't expect to win.
you know, at the end of the day, like a 17-year-old girl should win this.
I'd rather her win, but I would like to go to Hollywood.
Yes.
Like, who says that?
Nobody,
but it was perfect. Like, probably she's right. My favorite part probably of her audition, aside from the fact that her original song is something I want to download on iTunes tomorrow,
Please.
was when she said,
Do you want me to redo that entrance thing?
No, you're
Okay,
perfect.
cool.
Don't worry.
when Nicki was like,
You took me into your world. I believe you.
these seem like people who can appreciate more than the music in their own genre, who have a
Yes.
little bit of imagination.
And they're paying attention. They're really, really paying attention. Like they're paying attention to lyrics, to tone, to everything, to even just the way they move their bodies.
I like that you moved a little bit and came closer to us, like it worked.
I'm loving that Keith Urban's ear is so awesome.
You had some little nuance in your runs that were very Aaron Neville, to my ears at least.
And I'm loving it. Go judges.
Who else did you love from week 1?
Curtis Finch Jr. Gospel hand in the air. And
Mariah threw a gospel hand after about 3 bars.
God is able.
You're doing something when Nicki Minaj has turned to the side.
she can't even look at you.
She can't even look at him. She was ready to testify right there.
OMG, let's have it for the boy.
And then I got even more excited when Joshua Ledet reminded me that he was in his group during Hollywood Week last season.
One for the money, two for the show. Three to get ready, now go, cat, go.
For my second favorite this week, I don't know if I should go with Brandy Neely because Your Cheatin' Heart is just such a fantastic song.
Your cheating heart is gonna tell on you.
She had such amazing vocal control and just sort of like, she just took me away. Or Ashley Feliciano, just because her story, the foster care kids and her version of Put Your Records On.
Sipping tea in the bar by the roadside.
Her lower range and her upper range were like two completely different voices.
It's alright, the more things stay the same.
So it was a little bit jarring to me. However, I loved both.
So Melinda, I think we're being too nice. Let's move on to people whose golden tickets we want to revoke. Shira Gavrilov, and maybe I know you're friends with him or acquaintances with him.
Season 11's Johnny Keyser.
First of all, Shira, like, where were your pants? Girl, you forgot to put your pants on.
Okay, but you didn't like her voice?
It was sort of like someone hit 2 pots and pans together.
Stop making a fool out of me.
That's how I felt when Shira opened her mouth. It was like, "Brrr."
We're talking about the same girl, the Amy Winehouse girl? Where did we get pots clanging together? I don't...
See, folks, we don't always agree. Did you like her?
I loved her voice. Are you kidding? I don't even understand. What, if she had pants on, would there still be pots clanging? I just need to know.
Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
I did like in Shira's audition, though, when Mariah was like, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Nicki Minaj was like, Nicki Minaj with the side eyes.
Shana Tova. Shana Tova.
When Mariah wanted to take the girls' childhood photos.
Can I have these?
And Nicki's like,
Love
She
it.
does know how to throw a side eye, America.
Yes, love it.
I gotta say, Johnny, I thought he was a lot better last season.
I was born by the river.
He just did way too much.
Squeeze her, don't tease her, never leave.
I will give you that he did do quite a bit on that song, and Try a Little Tenderness is one of my favorites, and I just like it for its simplicity. So it was a lot to me, but we also came in like somewhere weirdly in the middle of that song. I'm going to think that maybe he started off the song really nice and calmly and then got to the runs.
I'm gonna be curious to see whether or not they show the hot tub footage of him again.
There's like so many groups that are just stressed out right now and we're just sitting in the hot tub chilling.
Do you like him or not? Is he a sacrificial lamb or is he a Colton Dixon comeback kid?
Speaking of Colton, why didn't they show Skylar's audition? Anyone? No?
They've got it in for that girl, I swear. Last season it was like, look at Skylar and how much she hates her brother's success. And this season it's like, look at Skylar, how happy she is. We're not gonna let you hear her sing again, but
right.
I don't know.
I don't understand. So my golden ticket that I would revoke, and I hate this, would be probably for Mariah.
I'm recovering right now, actually, from anorexia.
She's so vulnerable. Just starting her recovery, her voice to me was not spectacular enough to make it all the way through the season.
Let it be, oh.
So at some point, she's going to get cut, and the longer you're in the competition, the harder it is to get cut. So I'm so nervous for her.
I think that would have been a much happier ending for me if Mariah and Nicki and Keith had said, look, you've definitely got talent. You're very early in the stages of your recovery. Here's a golden ticket torn in half that you can bring back and cut to the front of the line next season. You don't have to do a cattle call next season. We really want you here, but we feel like you need another year.
I'm loving how these judges let people down so nicely anyway. I mean, Mariah gives you other vocation choices.
Have you ever DJ'd? Oh, no.
And I also like the fact that Nicki Minaj is like, okay, maybe you can't sing, but this doesn't mean that you're a disgusting human being who should be like thrown into the dumpster out back.
You're not afraid? I would never do this when I was your age. I was so scared.
I actually expected to really not like Nicki, and she has completely grown on me.
She could be like a new Bieber.
No, because people don't do this to me.
I like her sense of humor. I like that she cares, and I'm enjoying the group of them together, actually. I wish they would show a little less of the bickering and just maybe a little more of the side eye.
I think as long as it's self-aware tension, you know, when Mariah is being a diva, like,
would it be frightfully tiresome if somebody brought me some ice?
She knows it and she's sort of having fun with it. And I think when Nicki sort of pokes the bear, she knows it and she's having fun with it. And I know that in week 2, that tension's gonna boil over and get ugly, but I hope that for the rest of the season, it can be a fun, slightly cheeky dynamic between the two of them, because it doesn't make for bad television, I have to say, as long as it's not this hideous idea that like 2 powerful women can't work together because Keith Urban has to be the scratching post. Like that part starts to make me a little sick to my stomach.
Well said. Very well said.
While we're talking about the judges, season 10, season 11, Randy, Steven, and JLo agreed on everything all the time. There was never any meaningful discussion. I really felt like it was nice to see, you know, Keith, Nicki, Mariah, and that other guy not always agree about everything.
It's a no for me, but what does that mean to this young lady, Nicki?
Nothing.
I thought the case of like Evan Ruggiero, the guy who had his leg amputated, or Jessica, the girl who Randy went out to Staten Island to get, the fact that they said no to those guys made me so happy. And not because I love to see dreams crushed.
We're 2 of the most frightening ghouls I've ever known.
Those people just sort of came up to the edge of like maybe good enough for Hollywood Week, but definitely not gonna make it all the way. And it was nice to see them all sort of come up with this idea of you're not quite ready yet.
Don't give up on this, and I will see you next year.
It's easy to say like, don't let the backstory cloud your judgment, but then you get a guy like Lazaro who comes in where it's like, I just wanted to give him a hug.
My name is Lazaro.
It's like watching a miracle in front of you.
The bridge over troubled waters.
And the fact that Keith Urban can cry in front of contestants makes me love him. When he cried in front of that really hot guy whose parents had never heard him sing before, I was like, Sorry, I had to throw that part in there.
I lost it looking over at you watching your boy, you know?
Thank you, Keith,
Yes.
for showing that grown men can be moved to tears by
Yes.
a reality singing competition.
There are so many things about Keith that make me love him, so I'll just leave it at that.
Yes, he is a married man.
What does that mean to this young lady, Nikki?
Nothing. Hey, I'm Miranda Cosgrove, and you're watching ENTV.
Hi, I'm Kevin Williamson, and you're watching ENTV.
Hello, I am Jennifer Goodwin, and you are watching ENTV.